Clinton's caught in major $5 billion North Korea scandal. With the entire world on edge over North Korea's promised missile launching targeting Guam, Americans would be shocked to realize the reason that Kim Jong-un has nuclear missiles in the first place is thanks to the Clintons. As President Clinton prepared to confront North Korea in 1994, ex-president and self-appointed peacemaker Carter went to Pyongyang to negotiate a sellout deal, give the North Koreans 2 nuclear reactors and $5 billion in aid if they promised to quit seeking nuclear weapons. More details on this collusion are available from the New York Post. What did Clinton do in the aftermath of this sellout? He celebrated the appeasement as achieving an end to the threat of nuclear proliferation on the Korean Peninsula. Carter's efforts resulted in his winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Look where we are now. American leaders should learn from history. If Chamberlain's appeasement policy didn't stop Hitler from lusting for more power, why would a similar tactic work for North Korea? For some reason, Clinton and Carter felt that history didn't apply to them and this time would be different, threatening to engulf Japan and South Korea in a sea of fire back in 1994. North Korea's threatening language is not a recent novelty. As the CIA reported that North Korea has built nuclear warheads, Carter tried to placate the communist regime in hopes that it would quell their thirst for nuclear armaments. It didn't. In fact, the appeasement only served to embolden the despotic regime. In 2002, the North Koreans revealed that they had been violating the accord from day one. 4 years later, Pyongyang detonated its first nuclear missile. The Obama administration simply carried on from the Clintons in kicking this can down the road for as long as they possibly could. They made statements such as they would never accept a nuclear North Korea while actually doing nothing about it. Similar sentiments were expressed about Iran, but John Kerry later orchestrated a deal that almost guaranteed the nation's nuclear ascendancy. Thanks to a complete lack of effort for over 20 years from different administrations, North Korea is now in a position to strike at the U.S. island territory of Guam in just a few days. A population of over 160,000 at potential risk. Should the worst case scenario play out and a missile hit this isolated island, it won't be President Trump's fault, but rather those of Obama's, Clinton's, and Carter's. One military expert said, however, that currently there is no unusual movement related to a direct provocation. Sentiments like these are echoed by other analysts across the world. North Korea is trying to ratchet up the threat to create political pressure in the U.S. and elsewhere to get talks, said Carl Shuster, Hawaii Pacific University professor, according to CNN. Policies of appeasement indicate either a lack of willingness and courage or moral character to recognize that a situation needs to be dealt with promptly and not simply passed down to future generations hoping it won't be an issue in their lifetime. Thankfully, Chamberlains are no longer in the White House. Instead, America has its own Churchill in President Trump. He will fight when necessary instead of settling for empty platitudes. So this has been going on for over 20 years. I mean, it's disgraceful, but nobody really cared. So they threw money at the problem. You see what I'm saying? And they violated it from day one. They got the money and they violated it. Okay, just like Iran was doing. How many billions of dollars did Iran get?